Hello. Hello. Oh my God, guys. We have so much to talk about. I'm so excited. I just uploaded my reaction on Patreon. I sent you the link. It's still uploading on YouTube. It's at 77%, but I cut so much, guys, because this last episode was super intense. I had to cut so many parts. Guys, can you let me know if you can hear me and everything? Can you comment in the chat if you can hear me? And nobody's in the chat. It says there's 24 people watching. I can hear and comment. Okay, great. On point. Okay, good. So I made a little coffee. Hi, hello. Oh, I think it's because there's a little lag. That's why. Okay, so first of all, before we start, spoiler alert, I will be talking about the episode. If you haven't watched the episode, I will talk about everything that happens in the episode. So if you don't want spoilers, if you haven't watched the episode yet, probably click away from this live because we're going to be talking about the entire episode and I'm going to say everything that happened and my thoughts and everything. So, okay, bye. Yes, so if you haven't watched the episode or if you don't want spoilers, do not watch this live. Now that you've been warned. Guys, oh my God. Okay, so first of all, let me know in the comments if you like the ending or not. Like, are you satisfied? How are you feeling? Like, from 0 out of 10, what's your rating for this finale? Guys, also the finale was so short. At least all of them staying in the house. You know, before I started the episode, I saw it was only 40 minutes, and then they did an entire recap of the show. So recap plus intro plus behind the scenes was 7 minutes, which means the actual episode was 32 minutes. It was so short. I was really expecting like a 1 hour, 30 minutes finale. So I was a bit disappointed that it was so short. So that's my little disappointment there. But what I would say is that I really liked the ending. Guys, I was so shocked. Yo, when you watch my reaction, you're gonna understand. So let's start from the beginning and then we'll make our way. So the episode started, they did the entire recap of the show, and then it started where we left off in the last episode. So New was blowing the smoke on all of them, so they're all hallucinating. So they're starting the hallucination. Guys, there's one thing that shocked me is that Thor was still alive. Boy got shot, was on the ground for a good 25 minutes last episode, and this episode he was still alive. He was like, yep. The fact that all of these boys survived with a branch in their stomach, a knife in their heart, a gunshot wound in their abdomen, all of them are like, they're so hard to kill. Like, they didn't know how to die. They really like hung on for that life. Oh my God. So the first one to have the hallucination was Fluke, right? I don't like the last scene feel like a slasher movie ending. Guys, I have a theory of the ending, and I will tell you my theory because I think I'm onto something. But I really, really hoped we're gonna get a special episode because I feel like this deserves a special episode. So yeah, the first one that had the hallucinations was Fluke, right? The one that wants to become a doctor. What's his name? Literally, I forgot. He didn't have that much screen time, so the one that wants to become a doctor, he hallucinated, and it's so crazy because he hallucinated Non, but boy didn't even know that Non was like almost dying in a casino, and like he really didn't know anything. He just thought T took Non out and Non ran away with the teacher. All of them didn't know what happened in the casino. I don't mind spoilers, as I haven't watched anything but the shorts on YouTube and Instagram. I was waiting for it to finish, but I like knowing what happens. Yeah, sometimes I also like knowing what happens, but Yes, but for this, I was really expecting anything. Like, I had no expectation. I thought, so, okay, so going in the episode, my thoughts were only one will survive. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I thought all of them are gonna die except one, and then the one that survives, we're gonna get like a 5 years later or something, and then he's gonna have made a movie out of all of this, because obviously the whole point is they were making a movie. So one of them survived and became a film director or something, and then told the story. That's what I was thinking, but none of that happened. So yeah, so then also Thor still wasn't dead after getting shot last episode. He still had the hallucination. Like, that was intense. Those hallucination was so intense. I feel like this was the most gore episode. Like, I mean, it's so crazy because this series started off as like a thriller mystery. Then he went to like a bullying story, and then he went on to like a romance story, and then he went on to a freaking like gore slasher movie. I was like, okay. I was so shocked in so many scenes today. I was just not expecting all of this. It was very graphic, but Beyond Cloud did give all the warnings, in their Instagram. So they said lots of blood. So I was kind of prepared, but not that prepared. Okay, so Fluke, Thor had the hallucination, and then then after that, the one who had the hallucination was it P or was it T? I think T had the hallucination after that. T. Okay, so T, my boy T. Huh, you know what? It stressed me. When I was watching T's hallucination, I was stressed the whole time because White was right next to him. So when he was imagining Non and he was like, Non, I was like, oh my God, everything he's doing to Non, he's actually doing to White, because White was right there. So when he grabbed the knife, I was like, oh, this is not good. I was so stressed, guys. I was like, T, wake up, my boy. You gotta wake up. Oh my. And then we get White's hallucination. White's hallucination was so sad though, because he was imagining, so White's hallucination was him imagining T going away for 2 years, and then T thinking that he freaking cheated on him. That was his hallucination. Like, my poor boy White, his fear was that T would think he cheated on him. Like, that is so sad. And also T thought that he cheated on him with P. Like, we literally had a little P White, and I was like, excuse me? Mm-mm. My poor boy White. Justice for White. This is what needs to trend. But yes, so then T freaking stabbed White, but that, like, I saw it coming when he had the knife. Though I would say for a good 10 minutes, I was not thinking that T. Hello, princess. Hello. Did you watch that episode? I did not think that he would freaking die straight away. Because, okay, hear me out. Thor had a branch in his stomach for 4 days. Thor had a gunshot wound and survived for like 24 hours. I was like, White is gonna survive. It's just a knife. Though the knife was very close to his heart, I would say. But I was pretty sure he would survive. I had hopes. I had high hopes that he would survive. But I don't know. So there was this part when P was hallucinating, we kind of saw White waking up, but then I think that was a hallucination. I haven't seen the episode yet. I just woke up. Oh, it's morning where you are. So then we freaking had the hallucination of Jean, guys. Jean, my boy. I have so much to say about this boy. Jin. Jin, the writers, they really don't want us to like Jin because it's working. Like, I hate that boy so much. Y'all, if you see my reaction, you're gonna love because I'm literally, it's just me screaming at Jin the whole time. Just me screaming at Jin. Realistically, White was doomed the second he set foot in the house. Yeah, it's so sad, especially when we saw his hallucination and we saw him like walking back in like the arcade thing, like in the gaming place. I just kept thinking, what if he never walked in? Like, what if he never walked in? It's so sad. He didn't, I mean, poor boy was out of the loop of everything. Like, he didn't know anything. He was really just a side character watching all of this while all the main characters were just, you know. But so the thing is, when Jin had Jin's hallucination, okay, so that boy, first of all, he did send that clip, and his fear was that someone, first of all, that P would cheat on him, and then that he would have sex with the freaking teacher and that people would film him. Jin, your fear is literally what you did to someone else. Jin really took a video of Non and then he said, my worst fear is someone taking a video of me. Boy, really? Full circle, right? Full circle. Jin, what are we going to do with him? Though, so after we saw Jin hallucination, we went straight onto P. So you know, after each hallucination, we kind of find out if the character survives or dies, right? So after Fluke, we see he dies with Thor. They fall off the balcony. Then after T and White, we see White dies and T is the murderer. And then in Jin, we don't see anything. Like, it cuts to P straight away. So my entire time I was just like, what is Jin alive? Is Jin like, what is going on? So then we move on to P. P had like, I think the longest hallucination. He hallucinated like literally over and over and over again, multiple scenarios of how Non would die. And it was so sad. But also, guys, oh my God, did you watch the behind the scenes at the end when they were filming the scene where he's falling off the balcony and he's like, Barcode! That was so funny. Oh my God, guys. I laughed so much. But first of all, P had guilt, and also his fear was that Non would say to him, go to get lost and die. Basically, everyone's fear was Non holding a mirror, because all of their fear is what they had done to Non. Like, isn't that kind of full circle? Basically, everything that they were scared of is the thing that literally killed Non. So this was the most unexpected finale, but personally, I reacted. Yeah, me too. But I would tell you in the end, like, what they could have had it. Okay, so I think the finale was so good, but they could have gone the extra mile. They could have gone extra. Like, there's something they could have added. I started the live late, so let me catch up. Okay. You can catch up. But yeah, so I feel a bit sad for P. His entire hallucination was quite like really sad and very, I think his was the most like graphic and dramatic, especially when he saw Non die in the bathtub. That was so sad. And he had to watch that over and over again. But the crazy thing is that every time Non would die, it would die like a different death, like falling off a balcony with a knife, drowning, like literally every possible death he went through. And that was so sad. And then after that, P, you know what? As soon as P stopped his hallucination, we saw P and New, like New was next to him. Straight away, I thought P is gonna manage to like get the gun because New was with the gun next to him. Also, the fact is New was wearing a Halloween mask, right? Like, do you know that a mask doesn't prevent gas and smoke from getting into your lungs unless you have a tear gas mask? Like, did our boy New think he could escape the smoke by wearing a Halloween mask? Like, boy, you gotta get a special mask for smoke and gas. Like, you can't just get a Halloween mask. So P manages to freaking fight off. Like, P was super strong, to be honest, because he kind of realized he was in a dream, but also he was super strong because he knew about the smoke and he knew about the antidote and he knew about everything. So he kind of was able to really think about getting New to stop. So he got the gun and then took him out, right? And then he went straight for the cigarette and got the antidote. The mask looked like he had a cloth inside it. Cloth is not going to prevent smoke from getting into your lungs. T going manic like his father. Yeah, I think that was like so full circle because my first thought when we saw T was, oh my God, he's becoming his father. And it's so, in the end, that's still his worst nightmare because we saw that T hated taking care of his dad. Like, he wanted to be a teenager. He wanted to have his own life. And the fact that he ended up like his dad, it's so sad. Possibly some protection in the mask. Anyways, I mean, it's just a show, right? So P, my boy, the fact that P got the antidote and then straight up went for Jean and tried to save Jean, I was like, P, go save White. P, why do you care so much about Jean after everything you found out? You found out he freaking... P going for Jean? I was like, no. So P helps Jean, takes Jean out of the house, and he freaking tells Jean, stay here outside in the forest on your own. Y'all, you could never ask me to be alone in the forest in the dark when there's a murder on the loose, hallucinations going on, and freaking people dying next to me. And no way I'm staying alone in that forest. I would have been like, no. So P gets Jean out, gives him the smoke that stops the hallucination, then went backing. And I'm like, boy, P, you better run and you better help White. You better call an ambulance. He goes, and then New is kind of like trying to strangle T. And I mean, I did like New. I was rooting for him, but at the end, I was like, there's no hope for him. Like, I think New kind of went in knowing that he was not going to make it out alive. I mean, you know, he did not care anymore. He had nothing to lose, nothing at all. So I don't think he wanted to stay alive. Like, he knew he was going to die all that time. So he jumped T, and then P freaking shot New. The fact that, I mean, okay, he could have just, I don't know, like, take the gun and smash his head or something, and you didn't have to shoot him. Let's be honest. Did not have to shoot him. Wyatt dying was the worst. Wyatt died and Jean is still alive. It made me so mad. Madame, I feel like Jean. Me liking Jean? Not possible. Then, okay, so then freaking T. Okay, so New is about to die. He just got shot. He's on the banister, like, and then he also gets the smoke in, so he starts hallucinating also. Though I would say the part where New was hallucinating, like, it seemed like he didn't actually hallucinate his fear. Like, he hallucinated Non coming to him and saying, like, it's okay, you did good. and then saying goodbye and leaving. So New didn't really get, New got his goodbye, So I think that was kind of satisfying, knowing that New died, but he died in peace, kind of. Then we've got my boy T and White. T realizes what happened. T realizes he freaking shot his lover. He freaking stabbed his lover. And P really texts T and say, let's go. And I'm like, yo, let's go? What do you mean? Are you gonna just leave White there? You didn't even check his pulse. Maybe he's still alive. My first thought was, please, someone check White's pulse. He might be alive. If poor managed to stay alive for 4 days with a branch in his stomach, White can survive 10 minutes with a knife in his heart. Trust me. I didn't watch the series Lost. I never watched that. Yes. So then what happens is that this is kind of how it ended. Like P texts T and say, let's go. And then we cut. And then we see 2 years later. My first thought is, first of all, none of them can survive. Why? Because even if one of them survives, they literally end up their entire life in jail. Because their DNA is all up on that house. All of them are dead. And all of them are not dead of natural causes. All of them are dead of like gun, knife. So all of them are literally murderers. So even if they survive, they spend their entire life in jail. So when we see 2 years in the future, when it says 2 years in the future, I was like, guys, this was my reaction. No. We go 2 years in the future and we see freaking Gene living his best life, no care in the world, on his phone, in his freaking cab, someone is driving him. And then we see Gene. And then we see P. P is kind of sitting in the director's chair. I was kind of like going back and it looked like P was like on a filming set. It looked like there was a camera next to him and then he was in the director's chair, like those actors' chairs. So I was like, wait, is P directing a movie? I had so many thoughts. I was just like, what is going on? Because that made no sense to me at that point. When I saw the 2 years in the future, I was like, this doesn't make sense because why are they not in jail? Like they should be in jail. They should not be out living their dream and living their lives. So they say they were defending themselves. You don't know how that works. Literally, T actually murdered. P literally shot New. How can you say I'm defending myself? There's no proof they were defending themselves from anything. You just go to jail. You can't just say I was defending myself and then leave 5 bodies behind. That's not how life works. You go to jail. Because there's DNAs everywhere on them. And there's also like struggle marks. So even if you murder someone and it's self-defense, you still go to jail. So, but regardless, that 2 years made no sense because they should be all traumatized and not moving on. Yes. So after the 2 years, then we go to another scene, but they're wearing different outfits. And then they're in the same spot where P was with Non. So that, first of all, that was like another kind of interesting. He's at the same spot that he used to bring Non. I was a bit confused, especially because they were blame it on you. They can't blame it on you. Like the police would have done their research and they would have found out that literally P switched school to infiltrate. Like they would have found out everything. They would have made the connection. And then we see freaking Non walking in the back. Guys, my first thought my first thought when I saw Non walking in the back was like, Non is alive. Wait, also, guys, I forgot to tell you, but this entire episode, I'm pretty sure Non was alive. Like, I never had a doubt. I know he died in the last episode, but I still think he faked his death just because in the last episode, you know, when he left the note, he said, I'm going to get out of here. So I thought he actually tried to get out of here. And I think Porsche helped him to get out of there. So I think Porsche gave him like some type of drug that stops your heart or something. And then he managed to fake his death and then escape. I've always thought about that. So when the episode started, I still had that in mind that Non is alive. Then when I see Non walking in the back, my thoughts go straight up to, I told you Non is alive. And I thought Non was going to kill Jin, like right there, right at that spot. And then I see him freaking walk in the river and I'm like, what is going on? What the hell is going on? I don't understand. So I was like, okay, he walks in the river. And then at that point, when we see him inside the river and we see P and Jin look at each other, I straight away was like, they're still hallucinating. They're still hallucinating. And then P looks at Jin and said, wait a minute. It's been 2 years, but how did we get out of the house? And I was like, no, are you giving me the freaking plot twist that they're still hallucinating? I was like mind blown, guys. I was mind blown. 1 minute of silence for those who survived the what the fuck ending. Barcode killed it. Barcode freaking me. I swear, Beyond Cloud, y'all need to literally invest all of your money on Barcode because Barcode is gonna go places. That boy is so talented. Beyond Cloud, you better treat him right. Barcode does so well with freaking psychopath roles. Like, I'm rooting for Barcode to get another murder mystery or serial killer show. I'm like sold. The behind the scenes of today's episode was the best. They were the best. They were so hilarious. Okay, so after P tells Jin, wait a minute, how did we get out? I was like, literally, that was me. What? Wait, they never made it out. They never made it out. And then, boom, you cut to the house. Okay, cut to the house. And then you see the house still at night. So it's still the same day, like not 2 years have passed. It's still the same night because when we cut back to the house, we cut at night. So it was the same exact time. And then the camera kind of pans back. And then boom, ending. And then we get the behind the scenes. Okay, so I will tell you everything that I think about this ending, how they could have made it better, and what I think my theory is. Okay, so I really like the ending. First of all, I kind of love open ending. I don't mind them as long as they give me like kind of a wow factor. And I think they did so well because when we cut 2 years in the future, I really thought that was the ending, right? And then boom, plot twist. And then boom, another plot twist. So I think they did really, really well because they gave us 2 plot twists. And so I really loved how we thought, like they make us think this is the ending, but it's not. And I think I really love that type of ending. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. If this was my show, how I would have ended? I think they could have added one more scene. They could have added one more scene. So, you know, when we cut to the house and then the camera pans out, I think the camera should have panned out and then on someone's shoulder. And then we go away, and then we see someone from the back looking at the house. And that someone is either Non, and then we find out that Non is still there, is still alive, and he finished them off. Or they could have made it also the teacher, because the teacher actually maybe was kind of obsessed with Non and he wanted vengeance. Or, hear me out, we would have ended, we see Non, remember when they took Non because they thought he was dead, they took him on that like kind of blanket and then they carried him. What if they had put him like somewhere and then we would have panned to him kind of like looking dead and boom, opening his eyes. This would have been the best ending ever. I think Non is alive, and hear me out, my theory. Okay, so did any of you realize when P says to Jin, we never made it out, right? And then before we cut to the house, did you guys hear? Did you hear the someone is lighting the cigarette? If you haven't heard, go back and watch. Just before you cut to the house, P and Jin are looking at each other and we hear someone with the lighter. Yeah, right? So here's my thoughts. Someone is smoking, right? So someone is getting this. But like, who would it be? Because, hear me out, the only person alive are T, P, and Jin. But P goes back in the house. Obviously, he's not going to light the cigarette because he doesn't want to hallucinate. He wants to save everyone. T does not know about the cigarettes. He does not know where they are. He does not know everything. Jin is outside. Jin is literally outside in the forest. So he doesn't have access to the cigarette. So here's my thought. The one lighting the cigarette is Non. This is my theory. Non, this entire time, was in fact in that forest. And you know when we saw clips, when it would pan and we saw someone with the mask, I think that was Non. And then in the end, P goes back to the house and Non, you know when Non went to his brother and we think it's an hallucination? Maybe it's not. Maybe Non was really there, went to his brother and said, hey, that's okay. And because his brother had the cigarettes, Non took the cigarettes, went out and lit the cigarette and put it on Jin. Because he found out that Jin took a video of him. See, this is my entire theory. And also, so this is exactly like, I believe 100% that this is what happened. I think Non is alive. When Non walked up to New, it was not an hallucination. It actually happened, but New thought it was an hallucination, but it was real. And then Non lit up that cigarette, and that's why they're still all hallucinating. But hear me out. Hear me out. Do you know that T actually helped Non, right? T really tried to help Non. And I think T survived. Okay, so hear me out. When we saw 2 years in the future, we saw P and Jin like living their best life, right? But then P and Jin looked at each other and said, do you think we can help T? And Jin said, no, he needs to help himself. Guys, you gotta, like, it's so subtle, but hear me out. I think T made it out alive. I think the 2 years later was actually real and that P and Jin are dead, but T was the only one to survive. And when we saw him on the bed, I think he was in a psychiatric hospital. And I think he's the only one that survived. So that's why the 2 years in the future was. So I think all of them died. I think Non killed P and Jin. And I think Non did not kill T because T actually tried to help him. T was actually like giving him money and trying to pay off his debt. And I think Non spared T. But then because the police found all the dead bodies and everything, T should have gone to jail. But because they found out that he was like becoming crazy because he killed his boyfriend, they put him in a psychiatric hospital. And that's where we see him. So this is my theory, guys. And I love it. Like thinking of that in my head, I think that's like chef kiss. Like that's so good. Non is alive, even roll on the pepper that I need to get out of here, right? And also, like, until Beyond Cloud tells me why we hear the lighter sound before the house, I believe this theory 1000%. Non might have considered T living to be a worse punishment. Right, but also, I mean, if you guys think about it, T is the only one that made an effort to save Non in the end. Like in the end, all of them like really bullied him, but literally the uncle wanted to sell his organs. The only reason why he didn't sell his organ and he didn't die straight away was because T said, no, don't kill him, like, please. And so Non kind of also, you know, he survived because T did all of this in the end, even though T is the one that put him in that place. So I think Non would not have killed T in the end. There's so much going on in my mind. Did you guys think about that? Or was it just me? Because that like straight away went to my head. I'm really confused about the ending. I just hope for special episode. Well, it makes sense for T. Death is easier than living with the fact that he killed the person he loved. Yeah. The only person that I felt was really regretting his action was T. Yeah, for sure. I doubt there will be a special episode. The purpose of the ending was too confused. I mean, I know a lot of people say it's not satisfying ending, but I still think it was satisfying. But though they should have put like a 3-second scene after the credit. I love when there's an extra scene after the credits. And after the credits, they only gave us the behind the scenes. But I think like every good movie or every good show needs like an extra scene after the credits. Like something to like kind of twist everything, something to like make us hope or something, you know? I feel like it's the best. That's why I always watch the credits on everything. Like if I watch a movie or if I watch a show, I literally, if there's 15 minutes credit, I would watch it just because I want to see if there's something at the end. But yeah, so guys, let me know your theories. Like, do you have another theory? Yeah, I just have this feeling Non is still alive. Yeah, me too. Non is alive even, yeah. See, there are so many possibilities. Yes, there are. I feel like it's kind of an open ending, so you can make it your type of ending. That's what I decide my ending is. What if New is alive and he was the one who lighted up that cigarette towards the end? Because in the last episode, he lighted 2. You better like, our boy has been shot. He's been shot. He's dead. I'm just so confused about Mr. Kang. Oh, right. Okay, so this is the only thing that I'm kind of mad about. Beyond Cloud kind of dissed Mr. Kang, especially because Mr. Kang, we kind of had this little backstory that he was working for the cops, or he was like working like undercover to discover the casino. And I was like, it's so unsatisfying because you showed me this character who's kind of, first of all, he's a great character because he has so much depth, you know. We don't know if he's a good person, if he's a bad person. He's like manipulator, but also he's helping the cops. Like he's kind of like this perfect character where he's kind of like in between. And then he gets kidnapped and we never find out what happens to him. Like, I mean, Beyond Cloud, did you forget about JJ? Like, hello? Also, he's such a great actor. Like, we should have had, like, okay, hear me out. After the credit, we see a little extra scene and it's Mr. Kang escaping the uncle. That would have been so good. Because then, season 2, Mr. Kang, plot revenge. Mr. Kang, what happened to him? I don't know. Where is he? Who knows? Maybe his organs were sold and he's dead. But you know, if you don't show me someone dying, they're alive. I think they're alive. They never showed us Mr. Kang die, so to me, he's alive. Mr. Kang died first as T didn't have any reason to save him. I mean, we don't know. Mr. Kang was, first of all, he was older. And did you all see his muscles? That boy could fight. I'm sorry, but between the old uncle and Mr. Kang is going to take down the uncle. Did you all see his abs? That boy works out. He's probably going to put up a fight. That reminded me of the Vegas Pete scene after the credits. Oh, right. That's true. They did give us an extra credit scene in King Porsche. I'm just thinking that maybe Mr. Kang is somehow also involved in this mess. I mean, I just cannot buy with the fact that Jin saw Mr. Kang instead of Non. Right. Mr. Kang. Well, I mean, you know, it's unlikely we're going to get a season 2. But I like that they kind of put it open ending because they didn't show us Mr. Kang die. So that means there's a possibility he's alive. And there's a possibility he was behind a lot of this. Remember, Top also shoot dead in last episode, but he's also alive in this episode. Yeah. Top, my boy. How did he even survive? I don't understand. That, I tell you, those boys, you shoot them with bullets, you stab them with knives, and they're still alive. People were saying nobody died. Right? No, all of them died except T. I'm so freaking sad why it died. Yeah. I mean, is he dead? Did we check his pulse? No, we didn't. I mean, poor freaking survived 4 days with a branch in his stomach. White might be alive. Nobody checked his pulse. Neo also can be alive. I mean, at this point, who knows? Also, guys, now I really want to watch The Hidden Character. Should I watch it? Is it good? I feel like we've had Dead Friend Forever. Like, what are we going to do? To be honest, it was such a great series. I didn't realize that we needed this type of series. And also, I'm so glad that I watched it because I was not going to watch it. And then I did a poll on my Patreon. And literally everyone was like, you have to watch Dead Friends Forever. So that's why I watched it. And I think it's going to be on my top this year. It's so good. It was so entertaining. There's so many jump scares. There are so many plot twists. Also, the acting was amazing from like 3-4 of our actors. I mean, so yeah, I really want to watch The Hidden Character. The show was the biggest shock ever, right? Because you know what? The great thing is that Beyond Cloud kind of is very innovative with their series. Like, they kind of start the trends. I mean, they literally started the trend of mafia BLs, and now they're probably going to start a trend of murder mystery BLs. I would not be surprised if by the end of this year, so many people, so many production teams start to put out murder mysteries. Because Beyond Cloud, they're kind of innovative. They don't really follow trends. They make the trends. Never expected it to be so thrilling, right? It was very thrilling. It was like kind of 5 show in one. Like, there was so much depth. There was like romance and murder and thriller, and I don't know, there's so much in the show. It was so great. It's strange Jin convinced himself that Non ran away with Mr. Ken but had a hallucination of Mr. Ken as a ghost, right? I mean, Jin, I stopped trying to understand that boy. Just when I thought Playboy was a kind of open endings, voila, we got different forever. This show gave us the most unexpected plot twists. I really like them. For me, I had mixed feeling first. Yeah, I feel like episode 1 was really good though. I think episode 1 was really good. Maybe it started a bit losing at the middle, but I think the ending really like, wow. Beyond Cloud really went like over the top. Especially like, I'm very surprised because it's very different from anything we've seen, and it's very graphic and it's like unfiltered. Therefore, low quality over quantity. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. What did you think of the ships? I don't know. There's not really any ships. Like I didn't really think of this as a BL, so I didn't really care about ships. I really don't care about ships in general. It's like you can mix and match. I'm happy with everyone and everything. I really like mix and match, so I'm excited for 4 minutes now. Oh my god, I'm so excited, guys. What if it's all Non's imagination? We'll never know. I want to watch Hidden Character now after the series. Me too. I really want to watch it. I'm curious. I might just watch it, but like not really watch it from beginning to end. Might just like skip over. When 4 minutes happen, guys, I'm just you're not gonna see me stop talking about this. Like it's gonna be my whole personality. I'm just gonna change my entire header to Bible. Like that's it. That's gonna be my entire life. Just Bible. And the new guy. I don't know him, but I'm pretty sure like if he was cast to be with Bible, he must be good because I mean they're all mostly good actors in Beyond Cloud, really. I think there's like a couple weak links, but most of Beyond Cloud actors are actors. Like they're really actors. Live after episode for 4 minutes, please. Yeah, for sure. Done. I'll do that. Because I feel like, do you guys remember what's the plot line of 4 minutes? It's a time travel, right? I think. I mean, we didn't have anything that told us what it's about, but I think that's what I guessed, that it was time travel. I think 4 minutes is gonna be very like cinematic. I think it's gonna be super cinematic, super aesthetic, super top notch. I think they're gonna put lots of money in it, and they should. I really love when you come live. I do. I love coming live, but I feel like there's nothing to go live for because there's not like great series, to be honest. I mean, if I went live after, I don't know, after what, like after City of Stars, it would be a bit boring because there's not much happening in the series. I only go live when there's like shows that we can really dissect and talk about because we're excited about it. I don't think there's like a massive show where I'm like so excited. I mean, the only times I went live was Kin Porsche and Only Friends, because that were shows that we really can like have a conversation about. Nobody knows the plot of 4 minutes. Okay, I heard someone say that 4 minutes was about they were about to die or something, and they're allowed to go 4 minutes in the past to change the future. I don't know. That's what I thought it was. I don't know where. What about Would You Bakery? Would You Bakery, is it even ever gonna come out? And if it does, it's gonna be like on a the thing with Would You Bakery is that it's gonna be a Korean production, and unfortunately I'm not allowed to react to anything from Korea or Japan on YouTube. Otherwise my channel would be taken down. So Would You Bakery, I will only post it on my Patreon. Like I will not be allowed to post it on YouTube. And it's so sad because it's a Korean production. And because it's a Korean production, I'm guessing it's going to be it's going to be good, but it's going to be like, you know, sometimes Korea, they have quite boring plots. I don't know. I'm really excited for it, but I'm like, when is it ever going to come? Like, it's been in the making for like 3 freaking years. At this point, I feel like it's never going to come. I'm not getting excited about it because I feel like we're going to have to wait 2 more years for it. Only Friend was popping, yeah. Are you going to do reaction video for the hidden character? Mile Apple movie, I will watch it on my Patreon because it's Netflix. I'm not allowed to post it on YouTube. So it will be on my Patreon, and I'm waiting because on Monday, I'm the whole day I'm watching Young Royals new season. That's going to be on my Patreon. And then in 2 weeks, when I'm done with Young Royals and I'm all caught up with everything, then I will watch the Mile Apple movie. I just need time because the movie is so long, guys. Like, it's so hard for me to find time to watch an entire movie because it's so long. It will be released in the end of March. What? Really? But like, Jeff is on tour. How are they gonna post a series if he can't promote it? Do you think they're just not gonna do any promotion at all? I miss Boston all of a sudden. Can you imagine if the cast of Only Friends was in Dead Friend Forever? That would be so entertaining. Oh my god, stop. Only Friends season 2 and they're in the murder house. Stop. I would love watching that. Do you have any series for the year that you're excited about? Well, yeah, so many. But at this point, I'm not excited for something that's not out because then you have to wait for it for like 2 years. So I only care about the series that are airing at the moment. KBL Productions literally give updates or trailer just 1 week before. Yeah, but I don't know, like, what's the production they're using in Korea? Because it depends on what production they're using. Because if they use a production that's like really prude and really like trying to do like sometimes K-dramas, I can't finish them because I found them so boring, guys. I get so bored watching a K-drama. I need action. I get so freaking bored watching a K-drama romance. I mean, sometimes once in a while I find a good K-drama romance, but most of the time I'm like, 16 episodes is way too long. Those episodes are way too long and I get bored around episode 9. Men Swang is really good. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I'm like so excited to watch it. I wish for a series of old cast of Kin Porsche. Well, I think Beyond Cloud is gonna focus on the new actors. Anyway, right. When is GMMTV Part 2? Like, what the hell? What are we doing? Anyways, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. We've recapped the entire episode. I really did enjoy it. And yeah. So that's pretty much it. Now it's getting late. Wait, my reaction is actually uploaded on YouTube. Let me upload my reaction on YouTube. Okay. It's finally uploaded. Guys, if you watch my reaction on YouTube, you're going to see that I had to cut so much. So much. So just because it's not appropriate for YouTube, so I had to cut a lot. And I had to censor a lot too. Okay, my reaction is ready. Let me upload it on YouTube. And if you want to watch my uncut version, guys, make sure to follow my Patreon. And also, okay, public, you guys can watch my reaction. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Also, if you guys haven't seen, I do have this survey. If you guys want to do the survey, I'm going on a holiday and any of you can join. So if you guys want to join on my next trip, or if you guys want to take the survey and tell me where you want me to go on my next trip, please do the survey because soon I have to start organizing my trip. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to join my Patreon if you want to watch my uncut reactions. And yes, do the survey. It only takes 1 or 2 minutes. And yeah, guys, thanks so much. And go and watch my reaction now. And make sure to give my reaction a like. And yeah, bye.